welcome to GGA Viewer Stories. Thank you guys for joining us here on this uploaded video. Unlike what we do on Goofy Guys Adventures, which GGA is what it stands for if you're wondering. We usually do live streams, bringing them to you Wednesday or Thursdays and Saturdays throughout the day at Disneyland Park and Disney California Adventure. But for this, we see a lot of you guys submit small stories in the live stream chats. And at that point, when we see those stories, we always think, God, we need to give them a chance to give something that has more characters, to give them more space. So we thought, have our viewers submit some of their magical stories that are either related to the Disney parks or Disney property of visiting, having a special experience with family, something funny, something missing, something with a cast member, or in regards to that. That's what these stories are for. So we've been taking them for a few months now, and I'm lucky enough to have my great, lovely niece here to do the stories. You guys have seen her if you've watched a recent live feed. Disney Reggie, officially one of the first moderators other than Rebecca, who's behind the scenes right now too, if you didn't know. She's over here to the left of me. You wouldn't know it. And my cat, if you hear that, there's little bites going on. That's my cat eating. That's a little baby mini killer whale making an appearance if you hear chomping in the back. That's what's happening here. But what we're going to do the format, so many people that have been watching our live streams, maybe this is your first time even watching Goofy Guys Adventures, are wondering how this works. So the viewers submitted stories to our link tree. We have a link within there that sets up a form you can click on that says submit my story, which I just mentioned what it was in relation to, something Disney related that's personally for them. Now they had the option either to say that they wanted to be shared who they are, so you may hear their username and their name, or they could have been anonymous. In this format, I think today we got some stories that may have been viewers that were okay with their sharing their information, but you can always submit your story as well. Maybe you don't watch our live streams, maybe you watch them post live, so feel free to submit your stories on here and let us know too. Go to our link tree or here on our YouTube homepage, and then look for the link tree there, and then on the first link it'll say submit my story and have a cool little bell picture there. Description. So go to the description in the video as well. Got a magical story, share it with us, because we're trying to do this at least once a month. There's a chance we might do it more. And we'll have cool guest stars every once in a while, like Reggie over here, to read them. So the format is, I'm going to get the story, I'm going to read it to Reggie. I've never read any of these. This is the first time Rebecca collects them. She goes through it, and that gives you the format too. So disclaimer, if you submitted the story with grammatical errors, or there's like something in there that might look a little funky as we're reading it, I'm just reading it as it is, and I'm not trying to pick fun or nothing like that. That's just mostly me going through it. So typos, yeah, typos. If you see typos in there, if I read something that sounds like a typo, it could be just me. Apologies if that's what it is. But if there's a typo, I'm going to read it as is, and so is Reggie. So yeah, and then we're going to, as we go through the story, we might have our little feedback here and there. So it's kind of like as we do in the live stream, I like to be the most natural with these things. I like to keep it lively, and that's what I was telling Reggie. Like, we want this to be as kind of fun as we try doing the live stream, but now we get a full in-depth story, because some of the stories you guys share are just amazing. I can't wait to read them, honestly. That's the most part. What are you excited about, Reggie? What are you looking forward to in the story?
I'm excited to hear what kind of experiences other people have at the parks.
All right, yeah, because we know that's what it really is about. It's the experience of the park, what we share with you guys on live stream most of the time. So no further ado, I think we're going to start off here. I'll read the first story. It's going to literally just read it to you and then Reggie here, and then we'll go from there. And there might be some comments at the end. I think some of you may have submitted comments too, so I'll read those too when I'm doing these live viewer listener stories. One of the once again, GGA Viewer Stories. GGA Viewer Stories. Gotcha. All right. Ready as I'll ever be. Larry, this story was submitted by GGA viewer Mike Varvel. And that's the end of GGA Viewer Stories. Thank you guys for watching this upload. So Mike Barbell. So I want to make sure you guys heard that again. So he's a GGA viewer. So here we go. We were high school sweethearts. We graduated together in 1978 and went to grad night. It was on Main Street near City Hall, where my sweetheart told me she loved me. After 5 years of dating, we were married in 1983. We will be celebrating our 40th anniversary on June 25th. Togetherness equals 44 years so far as you are reading this. We are Mike and Robin Varble.
Aww, that's cute.
That's cool. That's a good one. Thanks. Once again, that's Mike Varble that gave us that story. And I could totally relate. I guess this is when I can interject. One of those times where I give a little bit. You may have been watching live stream. I've talked about me and Rebecca. We didn't necessarily meet at the park. Reggie kind of knows this story. We were in a music class together in high school, and that music class had a music club attached to it. And we started talking about our, common likes in high school, and I was nervous, and I was playing like I wasn't falling for her, having a crush. But one of the first trips we ever had was to Disneyland. And that was our first trip, was a part of being a music club, which was really tiny. We're talking about 9 to 8 members or 10 or something like that. But it was small. And so that was like where we already loved Disney. And we found out a lot about each other just waiting in line for the queues. When we talk on our live stream on queues, we just get a lot. We talk about, we just have these fun conversations. And me and Rebecca, that's really how we connected, was being in those line queues, because there was nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
And you couldn't be awkward. You're in high school, you want to be awkward. So I appreciate that, Mike. Seriously, that's a great story, and so sweet of you to share that. And congratulations. That is a big milestone in this time and age, because we all know so many more variables in the world, and to have someone partnership, and also being someone to go with this journey that we call life. That's amazing. So thanks for being viewers, and thanks for sharing that. That was a cool one. Now it's Reggie's turn. She gets to read a story.
All right. This story was submitted by GGA viewer Lori Ritter. All right. G. I have had a lot of great times both here in Anaheim and in Orlando. My first would have to be in the summer of 1973. We drove from New Jersey to Florida to go to Disney World the first year it was open. We spent a week there. This was back when you got in for free and used tickets to go on rides. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
During the week there, I found a ticket in the dirt at our campground. I can't remember its letter, but I went on the Flying Dumbo ride by myself with it. I was selected to dance with Dale, my favorite chipmunk. He hugged me, and my face got lost in his furry belly. We celebrated my 9th birthday at the restaurant inside the castle. They had the sky cars, then we took at night. Halfway through, the car stopped, all the lights went out, and they had the fireworks show. Oh, wow!
Oh.
It was almost like it was just for us. It was the most magical week of my young life. Oh, wow. And then we've got some notes here. Thanks for the opportunity to share my story. Wishing you have great success with your YouTube channel.
Oh. So yes, Lori Ritter, close friend. We've actually had her on the live stream pop up once.
Wow.
Join us,
Fun.
Reggie. Hadn't seen that, but that's where, and that's an amazing story, Lori. Thank you so much. Like, I can relate to just hearing that part of the story of like, things feel like they kind of happen. Like we just got through Mike's story where they just happen and you don't know why. And you do have those moments of like, there's a bunch of people there with you at the park, but you feel like it's for you.
Yeah.
That when she was sharing that, like where for that one moment, you feel like, oh man, that's, I don't know, it's Disney crack.
Yeah.
Disney crack. If you can't see this background that Rebecca's got right here, right? This is all of her ear collection. So, I mean, you try to take it home with you, but there's nothing like being there at the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally relate to that feeling. Oh my gosh. I'm just trying to, for me, when I hear these stories, which was the whole thing, is that I'm trying to picture it in my mind, even that time period. To be like, you just show up to the park and be like, oh, like the e-ticket system or something like that, right? That's just I found something in the dirt. You never would find anything Disney in the dirt anymore. If you did, it was probably from, the Ramate or something. But anyway. No offense. Hey, we all go to the flea market. Totally awesome. All right, that was a great one. Thanks, Lori. Man, this is interesting in a way I like when I do in the live stream, I never thought I would start thinking about it, and I appreciate that, Lori. Okay, this story was submitted by GGA viewer Miss Garcia. It's so cool to see your guys' names too. Like seriously, this makes me excited. Even if you might not be joining us on our live streams, but it does put like a little bit more background because, like I said, we see you guys chat throughout those live streams. But it's even if you're a post live watcher, and we'd love to start seeing your names in these types of formats too. Like I said, you can submit more than one. So back to it. Miss Garcia says, "There is a reason that I don't like whales." Okay, this is interesting. Nice premise start. Especially one particular name, Monstro. Oh, this is going to be good. I was 3 years old when we paid Disneyland a visit in 1968. I found myself on a boat in a place called Storybook Land. Love that ride. My mom was holding my baby brother in her arms, and I was beside her. I remember the boat was filled with people, when is it not? And we were floating along the peaceful river, or so I thought. The next thing I knew, ... we were being swallowed alive by this huge whale named Monstro. I did what any 3-year-old would do. I flipped out. I started screaming bloody murder. The screaming was ear-shattering, and I mean, side note: when are you in Fantasyland and there's not a kid screaming? I mean, that's part of the experience. I started screaming bloody murder, and she put the emoji face. Hold on. So there you go. The screaming was ear-shattering, and nothing or nobody can console me. Oh, been there. When you lose a churro, you drop it. No one can console me. My mother couldn't do anything. She was holding my baby brother in her arms, and I'm pretty sure she was embarrassed by my excruciating loud outburst. I remember this kind African-American woman trying to comfort me with her soothing voice, and that's the last thing I remember of that terrifying ride. That's why whales scare me the end. Oh my God. That's good.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, well, first go ahead. I got some ideas on this one. This is funny, but go ahead and tell me.
No, that was funny. I was like, just hearing that you were 3 years old, that made it even better. Because I was like, swallowed alive, but then I heard 3, and I was like, oh, that must have been terrifying.
This goes in the whole premise that we've talked about. We've heard jokes before about just the movie overall, Pinocchio, and the premise of it, about how it's like this kid that it's a scary movie. And I talked about one of the only rides I've ever got stuck on a live stream was on Pinocchio. And it's just creepy because like this kid becomes a real boy after being a wooden marionette doll. And then he has to deal with his family being eaten by a whale. Yeah. So yeah, like you don't even have to be 3 and recognizing like what the blank is happening. Yeah. So that's a good one. No, yeah, and Monstro for Reals has been always a scary character to me from when I was little. And I think I heard, just crazy side note, I was talking to someone before that did research studies in regards to Pinocchio, and they asked me, are you afraid of the ocean? And I said, yeah. And he goes, did you watch Pinocchio? And I said, yeah, it's one of my first movies I watched. He's like, well, the whale kind of symbolizes fear in a lot of people. When they see that whale, they immediately relate that whale with the ocean, and that could create some immediately fear. So if you have a fear of the ocean too, maybe a little bit of correlation there. So I'm saying let's get a legal lawsuit to get. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, Disney, we're good. We're just kidding. They'd get out of that anyways. All we have is little baby mini killer whale and associates, which is our cat. That's our lawyer. But anyway, he's once again sleeping. He's taking a 10,000 hour nap.
This story was submitted by GGA Viewer Shan. All right. One time during Halloween, I had the cauldron popcorn bucket filled with popcorn, and thinking that it latches, I took it on Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, well, that did not last. It opened mid-ride, and popcorn started flying everywhere, and you could even see it on the picture. Oh! The whole car was a great sport about it and was laughing. I felt so bad for the cast member, but they laughed and said it happened all the time.
Oh my gosh. Shan doesn't happen all the time. That was just you. Bless those cast members. Yeah. Bless their souls.
Oh, I would love to see that picture.
I know, right? Just popcorn. Because it's like zero gravity half the time. You feel like you could... I think I would have done one of those. Trying to grab it in midair. That's how I think. So maybe you could have gave someone an extra treat. That would have been nice. Just being like, ooh. Piece of popcorn.
While everybody's screaming their head off.
Piece of popcorn. That'd be good. No, I get scared taking anything on that ride. Yeah. Do you have anything from Guardians of the Galaxy that you specifically remember when it starts, you like forgot to lock it in?
No, I haven't lost anything except for my voice. I did lose my voice on that ride one time. I was so scared. I tried to scream and then no voice came out. I was just speechless.
So the first live stream I did on it, when we did Goofy Guys Adventures, I had to learn these things. So one thing I did not strap in was my bag. Now I've learned to put it further back. Oh. Because the whole time I did, the first time I have like a bag that rides front shoulder. And I had the camera in a standard gimbal, which was good, that I could hold field. But the bag, I kept doing this. Oh, I kept pushing it down, and I had no idea what the camera was doing at that point. It just was like holding it down. I could tell everyone around me was looking because I was just doing this, and I was watching the bag. And before I knew it, I was like super dizzy. I didn't tell anybody because I was not keeping my eye on the screen. I was like, that was fun, and I'm all that.
You're like, I'm glad you guys had a good time.
And I'm all,
I didn't.
Yeah, I'm trying not to trip over the stairs when you go out because that was one of the times to go down. I was like, depending on where you're at, you have to use stairs. But thanks, Shan. That's a good one. Shan is
that was fun.
Moderator on Goofy Guys Adventures. So, good question. I was thinking about in my mind is I guess for you, Reggie, is do you like the old version Tower of Terror as it was before at Disneyland, specifically Disney California Adventure, or do you like it now as Guardians of the Galaxy, which is Guardians of the Galaxy
Mission Breakout.
Mission Breakout.
I think this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I think I prefer it as Guardians because when it was Tower of Terror, I was very young and it was very frightening for me. And then when it switched to Guardians, it was just a lot more fun.
Yeah.
His music, you know, wasn't as scary, and then I could enjoy the ride for what it was and not have to worry about dying.
Let me see that. We're turning this mic off right now.
Wow.
It's an unpopular opinion. We've lost 1,000 viewers.
Wow.
So we're gonna edit that out. Just kidding. If this is left in there, this was a mistake, as I do all the time. Wow.
So I'm guessing you prefer
Tower of Terror all day, and it's because I'm an old soul. I love the Twilight of Terror video. I love hearing that first part, like strangers got into an elevator. I love the music in the background. It is creepy though. If I was younger, that would have been super
terrifying.
Like Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
Hence the name. So they did their job. That's what I heard.
Yeah, they did
their
job.
job. Yeah. You know what I hear in Guardians? There's not a lot of guarding. You're flying through the ride and you're just like, good luck, you survived. No.
Also, I like seeing little Groot dancing around. That's cute. And he's like,
oh, that is, yeah, he's doing the whole dance. And I think what's cool about that one, which in Tower of Terror, you're getting some of the licensing from a show.
yeah.
But in this one, you're getting a movie.
Yeah.
And it's the real people.
Mm-hmm.
There's not very times like Star Tours, you know, technically they didn't start, when they revamped, you got a lot more of the real characters. Like CP3O and R2-D2 was like, oh my God, they're there.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't get that in every ride. Like on Indiana Jones, you got not really Harrison Ford, or you didn't get the real voices. Only Sala was really the real voice. So that was what's cool about Guardians of the Galaxy. You guys get the real characters there on the video. So I agree. I'll take the counterbalance. I'm just an old soul, and I love walking in there and that nostalgia.
The pre-show is also more fun as Guardians because you get to see Rocket interacting.
Yeah, that's true. He was, he was. Okay, I'll give you that too. He is. Maybe I'm switching here. I'm flopping because he is like an animatronic.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, because
I just
before
like the last
you
part.
just watch it.
I just like the last part when I'm gonna take this radio. He grabs Star-Lord's radio. That's probably my favorite part. And it's an animatronic hand.
Yeah.
It's like old school. It's like something you catch on anything. But that was great. Thank you, Shan. So we're at a point now where this is pretty much our first time doing it. And I just want to share, if you made it to this part of the video, thank you. And I just want to share with you guys a little bit of Reggie here. As you might be wondering, like, oh, you know, Reggie, maybe you're watching this, you haven't watched our live streams. Reggie was a part of really the development of the show, and it's kind of cool we're starting this new chapter of an upload because we really haven't done a lot of upload videos. And I just want to share you guys a little bit, asking Reggie, is there anything that you'd like to share with the GGA viewers, Goofy Guys Adventures viewers?
Well, I'm a college student. I'm in university right now, and right now I'm on my Christmas break, so I still have a little while before I go back, so I'll be going back, finishing up. I'm studying computer science and engineering. And then on the side, I am also marching Winter Guard with Zeus Independent, based out of Merced, California.
Yeah. So background, maybe if you haven't watched the live stream before, Reggie, when I say the beginning, she tested with us our first live streams when we were doing on YouTube. She was there when I started the channel as upload videos. This channel did start as I was uploading videos from the park. But as we all know, when I started doing it, 2020 happened. Because I literally had started like January, February, and we were like, I'm going to start filming more at the park. Me and Rebecca, I was like, so we're going to show you videos that we started filming. And things we had in the past we were going to upload, and we'd ask Reggie to watch them for us. Because, you know, she's a college student. So we're like, she's got the right viewer audience. Little did we know, you know, like it would turn into this. And she's helped us on the way for live streams too. She was a moderator. Like you heard, she's a college student. So as being now, you might see her pop in there here and there, but we just want to make sure to give you a chance to all see behind the scenes here. So Reggie, do you have a story you'd like to share for yourself?
I've had lots of stories, but the one that I think pops out.
I said a story that everyone could hear.
All right, well, a story that pops into my mind.
Not about us.
Well, I was with you guys for this story, but
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
It was the end of the night, and we were gonna ride Small World, And so we got on and we were going through and everything was fine. And then I almost had a heart attack, okay, because you're going through and you're expecting to see singing dolls, that's what I was seeing for the most part. We turned a corner because, there's like the walls. We turned a corner and there was a full-sized human. I did not expect to see that, okay? Never seen a person on that ride. I've only ever seen dolls. So seeing a human there, it felt like she jumped out. She did not. She was just standing there, but it felt like she jumped out. That was terrifying. And then she was laughing because she noticed that I got so scared. Yeah,
I was
she
there
was
for that
laughing at me. But that's the first thing that I thought.
Yeah, and a cast member interactive story because that was late at night. I'll hint, we were late. We usually stay. That's where we really got the pipes to stay late because of people like Reggie. Because we would be like late at the park because she'd be like, "I'm only here so often." We were too. We were coming from Northern California, but on that trip specifically, Reggie was with us, and we were coming around a corner to explain too, and they were putting the boats away where they store them, and the cast member was grabbing the boats. They were in front of me, Rebecca, and a row, and Reggie were in front of me. I was behind them, so I was lucky enough to be behind them and not see. But all of a sudden, I see, ah! And then you just saw the cast member, and she came around the corner, and she was grabbing another boat, but just was waiting for the boat behind us to grab that was empty, and she was just laughing, just constant laughing. And the rest of the ride, we were just laughing, and you just hear, "It's a small world." Yeah, so it was late at night, and that was a good one because the cast member, like they're people too. That was fun to have that little interaction. I guess every once in a while you might get lucky and see a full-on human being on It's a Small World. It's a good one. So we want to thank, as we're here at the end of the video, if you made it this long, once again, I want to thank everybody that submitted their stories. And please remember, you could submit your stories in the comments, but specifically, we want to thank the viewers of Goofy Guys Adventures in order here. Mike and Robin Barbell, Miss Garcia, Lori Ritter, and Shan, also known Shannon, her real name, for moderator, Shannon, for submitting their stories and being the first ones that these are the first that we were going through. We will hope to keep doing this at least once a month, but we'll do more if we get more. And if you think you like this and you want to be a part of it, like I said, you could submit it anonymously too. So if you'd like to submit your Disney park story, go to the description below and click on the link that will take you to our link tree. That the first available option with Bell there in the little corner will say submit your story. And this can be any format. Now, some we just shared were about young love, about amazement in your childhood to the Disney park. We just covered a gambit, and pure goofiness being on a ride, right? And also Miss Garcia, traumatized, which is, we all go through that. You just heard Reggie just saying Tower of Terror was more scarier than it was originally. So make sure if you're here too, and you may be just watching the video because you found us not through a live stream, to like and subscribe. You've probably maybe heard that again. Just crush that like button, as I say, and then join our Keep It Magical community of goofballs. That's right, we call our subscribers goofballs, and we keep it magical in our community, and we'd love to have you. And you could join us on our live streams, and once again, I'll repeat one more time if you made it this far, on Wednesday or Thursday evenings on the Pacific Coast time, which is later, any time from 6 o'clock to about 11, usually on Wednesday or Thursdays. And then on Saturdays, it's throughout the day. So you could catch us probably any time at that day. If maybe you're just want to check in and you found this channel, you'll see our live streams. You never know, you might get a guest star like Reggie there. Or you might get Rebecca, who's behind the scenes a lot, which we're trying to sneak her back in as we do, but she's definitely fun to have with us too. But yeah, she should say hi. Say hi back there. Say hi. Oh, wow. I didn't pay the legal fees, obviously, to Little Baby Minnie Killer Whale and Associates, so she won't be saying hi today. And that continues with the trend on Goofy Guys Adventures of... Ah! Now I got her. Okay. So thank you guys again for watching us here on Goofy Guys Adventures on our first ever GGA Viewer Stories. Got it right. It took me all the way to the end. And if you know me, I mess up names. I mess up lines and titles and all that. So that's just a part of the magic you get here. So thanks, Reggie, too. Cannot go without saying thanks, Reggie, everybody. Yay. She jumped on this wild boat ride with us. Literally a wild storybook canal that jumped into a Tower of Terror, then into a Gardens of the Galaxy, and then a smooth ride through the People Mover, as those were all the rides I think we got through today. Or was it... Flory, I'm sorry, I forgot which one it was, but there was a ride that I think it was like Car Mover or something. But anyway, segue out. Thank you guys so much, and as I always say, keep it magical. See you all later, hopefully in the live stream, and if not, hope to read your story here in the future. Adios.
Bye.
Hello.
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 Goofy guy.
Hold on. Just...
Ah!